So here we are outside of the now closed Chuck E. Cheese location here in West Orlando. Here you can see the exterior of the building without the Chuck E. Cheese letters and 2.0 sign. It's also interesting to note the lack of activity outside of the building. Here's the location when it was still open, and we can now see the Chuck 2.0 sign and the Chuck E. Cheese letters, as well as all the activity around the building. And if we head over here, we can check out their road sign, which is still here, and it looks like they flipped around the sign so you couldn't see it as well. Here's a quick shot of the road sign when the location was still open. If we now walk over here, we can see the other side of the sign, and can tell that they definitely flipped it around based on the backwards Chuck E. Cheese letters. Now let's walk over to the building and take a closer look at it. You can see they've boarded up the windows, and if we look up top, we can get a closer look of where the Chuck E. Cheese letters used to be. It's pretty cool, and if we now pan over above the entrance, you can see where the 2.0 Chuck sign used to be. You can also see the entrance doors, and if we take a closer look, the paper on there tells you that they've closed the location and also shows you the neighboring locations you can visit, those being the Chuck E. Cheese on I-Drive and the one in Altamont Springs. If we look through the window, we can see a bit of the lobby and the wall where the Have a Chucky Day sign used to be. Here's also what this spot of the lobby looked like when the location was still open. Now let's go over to the other side of the building, because there's a few more things to see. Taking a look over here above these windows, we can see where another 2.0 Chuck sign used to be. And behind these windows is where the trampoline zone would have been, where they had a Chuck and Jasper trampoline poster on the windows. And here's some footage of when the location was open. There's the 2.0 Chuck sign, and here's the Chuck and Jasper trampoline poster. Now let's take a look inside of the building again into the arcade area, which we can see is completely empty. If we look in the back, we can see the colors on the wall from where the character posters used to be around the video wall. And here's a shot of that area when the location was still open. And now I'll show some more footage of the store when it was still in operation. First, a pan around in their showroom, showing things like their old Phase 4 booth and their 2.0 art pieces like the High Five and Party. Also some shots of their games, like Big Win Super Spin. And here's some more footage of their arcade when they were still open. They had a lot of cool games, and they even still had some token games, like Smoke and Token Extreme. They even had the sketchbook. I'm sure a lot of people enjoyed the store while it was open. Around the back is their dumpster, and besides the remains of some Phase 4 booths, there's not much in there. It was pretty cool seeing my first abandoned Chuck E. Cheese, especially since I had been to the location before they closed. It's sad to see it go though, as it was a pretty cool location. That about does it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Stay cheesy.